Hi, everyone. I'm Andy Oswald, and I work in the Center for Assessment in the College of Education at Sam Houston State University. I've got a video for you that's going to go through the basics of creating time logs. The primary audience for this is going to be folks in the EDUC 1101 course. Although really anybody can use this if they want to, but we'll cover that as we go. A couple of things. If you need assistance, we have a great help desk here, myself and a couple of student assistants that can lend a hand. The best way to contact us is using the email address tk20@shsu.edu, or you can give us a call, 936-294-4891 is my number, or you can reach us at 936-294-4070, and that will ring with the student assistants. So with that, I'm going to open up a window and we're going to look at how to create time logs. Okay, let's see, how do we do this? Hopefully you can see this now. I have a test student here, Daniel. He is seeking EC through 6 core subject certification with special ed. And we're going to see that he has several time log templates available, and that's going to be the case for a lot of you all also. I'll show you how we look at this in a few moments. And again, along the way, if you encounter trouble or if there's something that you don't see that you think you should see, or maybe vice versa, shoot us an email, tk20, So when Daniel logs in, he's going to hit the Home tab, and it's going to default to this profile right here. On the Home tab also is a time logs tab, and when I go there, this is what I see. Daniel has not created any time logs yet, so there's nothing down here. Over time, you all will be building this up. For those in EDUC 1101, you'll start off with 4 entries right there. And then as you progress through level 1, level 2, level 3 field experience, and then into student teaching, you'll be creating many, many more of these. And each one is, they'll be very, very similar to each other, but a few nuanced differences as we go. We default to the entries tab here. I'll talk about this dashboard tab here in just a few minutes. So proceeding ahead, we're going to create some new, create a new activity here. EDUC 1101 does not actually do field experience, but we're going to create these for practice. So we'll go through that process right now. To start off, you're going to click this button, and this very first question right here is about the time log. In some cases, for some people, it's only going to have one choice and you won't have a drop down. If you do not see the right choice available, either what's given to you or in the drop down, you need to let us know, tk20@shsu.edu, and we'll figure things out for you. For right now, Daniel has all of these choices available right through student teaching we see here. But we're going to go ahead and use this EDUC 1101 for practice. This is important that you choose the correct time log template as you're doing things. So here we have the time log. Now the activity for most of these is either going to be observation or interaction with students. This is for practice, so it doesn't actually exist as a real observation, but this is what you're going to see. I'm going to say observation here initially, but to answer a very common question, especially later on when you're doing this, what's the difference between observation and interaction, and you know, at what point do you cross the line? And I would say that if you are speaking with or talking to or working with directly one or more students, then you're interacting with them. So you can choose this however you want to for 1101. I'll start off by doing an observation here. And then I come down here to the reviewer email. Now I'm going to put myself in here for right now. 99 times out of 100, when you're doing this for real field experience, this is going to be the email address of the mentor. This is going to be somebody who probably works at a school district. So they're going to have an email address, maybe something like ksmith@conroeisd.net or something, a school district, rather than an shsu.edu email address. In some cases, you will use that, but this is the person that most closely supervised you and was kind of there with you as you were doing your field experience and can kind of sign off on what you did and didn't do in the times that you were there. So we're going to use that. If you're in EDUC 1101, you're going to have me sign off on these. So this is going to be andy@shsu.edu is my email address, and so we'll leave it like that for right now. The date, okay, I can click right here. You can enter it in this format if you wish, with leading zeros if you're going to do that, or you can just click this button right here. Brings up a calendar, and you can go backwards and forwards by months as the case may be. I'm going to say that I did something back here on Monday, the 13th of January. So I'm going to click right there. So it fills that in. And start time, well, let's see if I did this from 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's say I did something from 8 to 10. Okay, so something like this, right? You'll notice it goes by 15-minute marks. You can't do 10:20, you can't do 10:25, so you'll need to round a little bit as the case may be. So I was there for 2 hours, right? If you're paying attention, I have AM here and PM here, so that is what, egads, a 14-hour field experience. No. How about a 2-hour field experience? So watch your AMs and PMs. So we've got the time in there, we've got the date in there. Here we've got description, but there's no asterisk on the description like there is on these other fields, so it's not required. And I'm going to encourage you just to leave that blank. There'll be a better place for that. You might be tempted at this point in time, say, okay, well, we're done. We'll hit this create button, and it's not going to like it very much if you do that, because in addition to the activity details, there's going to be a questions tab here. And this is important, that after we fill in this basic information, we come over here to questions. Okay, so we've got a place where it says district. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I did this at the elementary school that I went to, which is Adam Elementary, which is in Cypress Fairbanks ISD. For the district, I could put in CF ISD, that would probably be sufficient. I could also put in Cy-Fair. If I want to put in the ISD, I can. If you want to spell out Cypress Fairbanks ISD, that's fine. It's okay to abbreviate a little bit here. The campus that I went to is going to be Adam Elementary. You can abbreviate here too a little bit if you want to. If you want to spell it out, Adam Elementary School. It's technically BF Adam Elementary School, but this is sufficient. And down here, we've got a required field for the campus ID number. And this is going to be something that you're probably going to have to look up. But if you go to the same campus repeatedly, you might want to write down some of these numbers so you don't have to keep on looking them up, or you might just memorize them. So the campus ID number can be found by looking it up in the TEA website. And I'm going to click on a new tab right here. And I'm going to Google up TEA TAPR, like that. And what we want to go to is the most recent year for the Texas Academic Performance Reports. I'm recording this right now in 2020, The 1819 TAPR is the most recent one. In a couple of months, we might see the 1920. I'm not exactly sure when those come out. But you can always get to them here and then choose the most recent one. But unless you're dealing with a brand new school, it's going to show up in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. And I've got some choices here on how I want to do this. I actually want to do a campus report right there. Okay, campus report right here. I'm going to search by campus name. There's different ways of searching for this if you want to. This is going to probably be the easiest way. And right now I'm going to type in ADAM, and I'm going to hit search. You can see that we've got a whole bunch of Adam something or others here. Adams, Adamson, Adam EL, Adam Elementary in Cypress Fairbanks ISD, Harris County. That's actually the one that I want. So after you put something in, you can look for it right here. If I had typed in Adam ELEM or Adam Elementary, I wouldn't have gotten this. So put in maybe just the last name, if it's somebody's name, put in just a little bit. Less is probably more, so you don't have to do a whole bunch of searching here. Even if you're looking for a school with a common name like Memorial, like there's probably a lot of Memorial high schools or something like that. Put in the most descriptive single word that you can, and you'll probably find it like that. This is the one that I want, and so that I can show this to you in the system, I'm going to choose this TAPR, so it'll appear here in this box. You can also pull it down with a PDF if you so choose, and it'll look a little bit different. So for right now, I'm going to hit View Report. So it's opened up a new tab, and here it is. It's a 9-digit number. Always going to be a 9-digit number. Even if it's got a leading 0, it's going to be a 9-digit number. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard and come back here and paste it in. There it is. I'm not going to rant and rave about how cool the information is on a TAPR. I'll leave that for another class and another faculty member to do that. But it's a treasure trove of information that I encourage you all to look at in some detail as you go out to the campuses and whatnot. Okay, so now that I've got that in there, oh, and I should mention one other thing. Some of you all may be doing video field experience, or you might be doing field experience at a school that is a private school and it doesn't have a TEA ID number because it's not a part of the Texas Education Agency school system. If you can't find the TEA ID number, and or if you know it's a private school, what you're going to do here is, instead of this 9-digit number, you're going to enter in 9 nines. Okay, just like that. That will never be a TEA ID number, but it will be an indication to us that it is not in the system. Put that back in here. Okay, so 9 nines. Go ahead and give the description if whatever private or public, whatever private school or educational setting that this is, and put in the 9 nines if it's outside the system. Okay, moving on. So I was at Adam Elementary. I'm going to say I was visiting the 2nd grade. And the next question, these are required here. You can see the asterisks. Maybe I was doing a language arts or a reading or English, and you can abbreviate here if you want to. ELAR is English Language Arts and Reading. That's fine. If you want to specify reading, you could do that. Okay, so you can put the subject there, whatever you need to put down, with whatever level of specificity you choose. Down here we've got an optional description of students. Now in 2nd grade, I'm not going to have any early childhood students. I might have some of these other ones. If you're not sure, take a guess. I'm going to say that I'm pretty sure I had some students that were receiving special education services, and that there were some English language learners in there. Maybe I didn't know about this one. As you all proceed through your field experience and you start being around the students more and more, especially when you get to student teaching and beyond, you're going to know a lot more of this and you won't have to guess. So here is where the activities is. This is where we're actually going to put the description from the previous page, which is why I said skip that. This is probably going to be 1 to 3 or maybe 4 sentences describing what you did during that time period. Now, I was there from 8 until 10, and a lot could have happened, but we don't need a huge amount of detail here. So I'm going to say, observed teacher working with small reading groups on finding the main idea. Then she did a large group reading activity. Okay, that's probably sufficient. Okay, you don't need to give it minute by minute what's going on here. What did you see? What did you do would go in here fairly generally. You probably don't need to add any supporting documents here. That would, if it happened, it would probably be in a much higher level. And maybe whenever you're doing student teaching, you're going to put in the lesson plan or something like that. But more than likely, you can leave this blank even in student teaching, unless your faculty member says you need to put something in there. Okay, so we've got all the required fields filled in here. And at this point in time, we've still got the create button down here, and we filled in everything that's necessary on this tab and on this tab. So I can hit create. And now I've got an entry here from 8 a.m. To 10 a.m., 2 hours. You can use the scroll bar right here. This is the type of time log. This is who the reviewer will be, but I want to point out right here, the status right here says not submitted. So we're going to see what to do about that in just a few moments. For right now, I'm going to run through a little bit quicker, the same idea, make sure everybody sees how this is done, and create another time log. So I'm going to hit this button again. Again, choose the right time log. If you're in 1101 for practice, make sure you choose 1101 for practice. This time I'm going to do an interaction. Okay, I'm going to send this to myself again. Y'all are going to put in, when it comes for reality time, the school district person, or maybe your faculty member every once in a while. For 1101, put me in there. The date, okay, well, I did something back here from 8 until 10. If I try and do 8 until 10, or even 9 to 11 on the 13th, it's not going to allow me to do that, because TK20 knows you've already created one from 8 until 10, and it doesn't allow you to double dip. So if I did this the same date, I would have to do something, say from 2, not AM, be very early, until 3 o'clock. There we go. So it'll allow me to do that, since this is not overlapping with another one that I've created. It actually does know that. Go to the questions. Okay, district, we'll choose Sci-Fair again. And the campus, maybe I was at the same campus, that's fine. All right, and I'll put in the same number. I've still got that from my clipboard. You can go back and look these up. If you're going to be at the same campus over and over and over, write it down in your notebook so you don't have to keep looking it up. Now this afternoon, I was there and I was observing 3rd grade and 4th grade. Let's say they were doing, not observing, I'm interacting now. Maybe they were doing specials in the computer lab. That good. There we go. Maybe they were doing something on, you know, writing a letter in Microsoft Word or something like that. Whatever your guess is about your students is fine. And whoops, working, there we go. Assisted working with individual students using Microsoft Word to type a letter. Probably sufficient. Maybe you were just walking around as the teacher was walking around, and if a student had a question about something, you could assist them. Whatever it is that you were doing is fine. And if you're working with students, that's definitely interaction. Supporting documents is, again, going to be optional. So I'll hit create again. Okay, so now I've got 2 time logs. I'll say right now, when you're doing when you're doing the 1101, EDUC 1101, you need to create a total of 4 of these. Doesn't matter about the hours. These, I mean, for me, these might be 15 minutes and 30 minutes. I'll show you in a moment that this thing is set up to be a requirement of 4 hours. That's actually just, that's not true. If you want to receive full credit for whatever you're working on here, you need to give me a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and they're going to eventually not be submitted. They'll be approved, and I'll show you how that works here right now. So we've got 2 right now, and I'm going to encourage you to be thinking about this mostly once you get into your level 1, level 2, level 3 student teaching, when you're doing these regularly. If you're out in the field and you're recording time logs, do these daily. Don't save them all up until Friday and say, okay, let me think about what did I do on Monday? I think I did this, and I think I did this on Tuesday. Create time logs daily so that you're keeping track of it, so that it's all fresh. So, you know, for level 1 or level 2, whatever you're in, you're going to create one of these for probably 2, 3, 4 hours every day, maybe 3 times a week, maybe 5 times a week, depending upon what class you're in. You know, student teaching is going to be every day. So you'll have a whole bunch of these by the end of the semester. Now, most faculty members at the campuses, which is going to be the reviewer, remember this is probably going to be the ISD email address for the person who's going to sign off on this. Teachers get a lot of email, and they don't need to necessarily get something from you every day. So pick a day when you're out in the field for level 1 through student teaching, and say to yourself, I'm going to ask my teacher to approve these once a week. Maybe it's Monday, maybe it's Friday, whenever it is. If it's that day of the week to get these approved, then go through and look at any of these that are not submitted, or ones that have been submitted perhaps already but are pending approval, and you can resubmit those. So I'm going to check these boxes right here. And I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click Submit for Approval. Okay, so this is what it's about to send. These have not been submitted yet. And this is basically, you know, do you want to do this? Yes or no? Yes, we do. So I'm going to click the Submit button now. Now, lo and behold, these have now changed to pending approval, as you can see right here. And it's waiting on this person to sign off on them. Now, when you send something out there and it transforms something from not submitted to pending approval, our TK20 server is going to generate an email to this person and give them instructions on what to do. Okay, and I'm waiting for that email to arrive in my inbox so that I can sign off on this and show you what this looks like. It ought to be arriving just about any time here. There it is. Give me just a moment. I'm going to come over here and copy this into another browser. Y'all can't see this right now. That's okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to approve these. Here we go. Okay. That should do it. And now let's come back over here, and I'm going to hit this home tab again and let this refresh. Okay, so if you want full credit for this part of this assignment for your EDUC 1101, you need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to say approved with whatever time you want on here. But 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to be done. And that's what I'm going to be looking for, and that's how I will determine your grade. If this is all I've got at the time that I need to contact your instructor and give them how you did on this, you're only going to get 50% of your points because you only did 2 of these. You need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, submit them to me, and I'll make sure that I sign off on them. You can come back and make sure that they're all approved and everything. So that's that so far. Now, a couple of things for the future, and that's part of the reason that we're doing this exercise in EDUC 1101 is so that you know how to do things moving forward. Let's say you made a mistake on this. It's actually 8 to 9. It was only 1 hour. That's okay. If I come back in here, I can actually edit this. And I can update it. Now it says 1 hour, but look what happened, okay? That one has not been submitted because I edited the one, that one right there. I'd actually have to resubmit this for approval. So I can come back here and do that. I'll hit submit for approval. Just that one, I'll hit submit. So now I've got one that's pending approval and one that's approved. One other thing worth noting, once a time log has been approved, you can't delete it. It says you're not allowed to do that. So if for some reason you need to delete a time log, go into it, change the time, like I just changed this one, and it will kick it back to not submitted. And at that point in time, you could delete it. All right? So let's see, anything, oh yes, one other thing here. This is not a big deal in EDUC 1101, but when you get to other classes and you need to have 40 hours or 60 hours or 20 hours or however many hours it is for these different groupings, you'll be able to use the dashboard, okay? So what I'm gonna do is show you all how this looks right now. I said earlier that you have to have 4 hours, this is how it's set up in the system, 4 hours of EDUC 1101s, okay? Your grade is just gonna be dependent upon 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, regardless of how long it is, but I had to set up something. So let me go back over here to the dashboard real quickly and show you what this looks like. So we haven't done any of these ones yet. What we have done is EDUC 1101 for practice. So it's going to show me that I've got 1 hour pending approval for observation and 1 hour approved for interaction. That's pretty much what we saw before. It also shows you a breakdown. This one is pending approval. This one is approved, and this one, and I still need 2 more hours. I said you need a total of 4 hours. I've got an hour here and an hour here. You can also flip this and look at hours by activity. Okay, I've got half and half, 1 hour apiece with observation and interaction with students. Probably this is going to be the more, this is going to be the more important one, so that eventually, at the end of a semester for a class or several classes, this entire thing is showing approved and you've got 100% of your required hours showing there. So that's going to be there for y'all to look at. You can see it here if you want to, but it'll be later on that this will actually be important. Okay, so that's time logs. It is very possible that you've got questions or something comes up this semester or in the future. Give us a call, email me, tk20@shsu.edu. Ask a question. Hopefully, if you'll send the email from your SAM account, it'll be easier for me to figure out what's going on, what's right and what's wrong, as the case may be. So that is my presentation for you all today. The link should be shared with you all so you can watch this again if you wish, and create your time logs. And that is about all that I have for you right now. So I'll leave it with that. Again, this is Andy Oswald. I'm in the Center for Assessment, College of Education, Sam Houston State University. We're here to give you all an assistance when you need assistance sooner rather than later. So let us know how we can help you, and good luck and congratulations. You've chosen a fabulous way to make a living and really enjoy what you're doing, I think. All right, that's all I've got.